Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing fantastic today and happy start of the week. Today, I'm recording this on Monday, July 7th, 2025, and here on Lights, Cameras, Scream. Oh, this time we are going to explore a different film and we're going to go through another take on a movie I've just got done watching a couple hours ago. And this time, this is a movie probably not known to everybody, but I want to go out and give this movie a shout out called The Menu. Now, if you don't know what The Menu is, this is going to be great. A review what I can tell you about The Menu and the story itself about The Menu. But yeah, and a little bit of a spoiler alert. It is about cooking. Stick around because you will enjoy this. Now let's hit it right now and enjoy the podcast, everyone. Okay, so beginning off with The Menu, and this movie right here, I would say, quite surprised me, and you wouldn't believe how good it was, and especially for I would say, a horror movie thriller, with a hint of comedy added to it too. Now, this may have not been the most popular movie when it first came out around 2022. 3 years ago. So this was pretty much overflowing everybody. And I first heard about this during like commercials and interview mentions really because I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to see what the menu is all about. And then finally, to my surprise, I thought it was good. And this was just a movie that really had its moments. And it's a movie that, yes, while it had themes of horror, it was more of a thriller than anything, but it just didn't take itself so seriously. And to begin on this podcast right here, on Lights, Cameras, and Scream, we're going to talk about the synopsis of the movie, which here it states right here a young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. So, as you can tell from this right there, you're in for a ride. And I mean it right there, too. And so the movie right there, so the director is directed by Mark Malloyd, and then writers with Seth Reeves and Will Tracy. And the starting cast right there is Ralph Fiennes as the chef, and then you got the person that played the one of the main characters, Margaret, Anya Taylor-Joy, and then alongside with Nicholas Hoult that plays Taylor. So Nicholas Hoult is very well known. So if you've not heard of, well, let's say Nosferatu, the latest version of Nosferatu, 2024 version, well, you'll know what I mean because this, first of all, Nicholas Hoult is not an actor that he should be under your radar. I mean, right now he's like one of those actors he's played a couple of great roles right now too. Which, to tell you the truth, he should get plenty of recognition right now. Ralph Fiennes, which how I've heard about him, which he's just an incredible actor, and oh my freaking goodness, I've got to say too. And if you've not heard about the guy, well, he's been in the industry for quite some time too. So, which nominated for 3 Oscars, 59 wins, and so he's been out around for quite a bit too. But yeah, so I don't have to read you his credits, but you guys can check out Ralph's credentials as one of the actors that played the chef, which is like the evil guy that plays plays the main character of it. So yeah, so going over on the details of the story, what did I think about the movie in general? And right there, I would say that the plot of the movie basically, you have the two couples, Margaret and Taylor, that yeah, they're in this remote island with other people out there, which pretty much with friends and and couples right there during the plot of the movie. So right from the get go, you see the couple exit out, and they are in this remote island. Right there, they don't tell you where exactly where it is in this remote island, but however, they go to this remote island, and this young Asian lady goes and a short Asian lady tour gives them like a big tour of the island and the place out there, and then what you know it is that they've go they go about it and they show them this nice tour about how the food is being made and so on and so forth too. So I have to say though the plot is I would say not too complicated, nothing to that degree right there, which to me I liked about movies that they don't bog you with so much details. About this one, however, it's like I've said, it's not. It does feel like has a very much of a less serious approach on this, which very well tamed plot overall, and it's good too as well. And I did watch it via Tubi TV, which is part of my Tubi horror playlist. So if you are interested in checking out the movie is available on streaming on Tubi, or if you want to rent it out or buy the movie, you can check it up on Amazon Video as well. So those are the two that are available at this time. So continue on with my movie. So giving on about the plot's details is that they are shown a group tour about the island, and then once they are done with the place right there, what you notice is that it's not just the couple Taylor and Margaret. You during the plot right there, you are introduced to the chef right from the beginning too, and what the chef is all about, and you'll find out details about what the chef is doing in this remote island, which tends to be very dark as well too. So that's one thing I can tell you is this is one thing I can tell you about everything about this island, and also the characters are. I would say that the characters in this movie is quite fun, which in my in my surprise, right there, I didn't think that it would have a very good plot. I mean, for a movie that was taking a less serious tone to it, but fortunately enough, like it didn't ruin the movie by any measure or any mean, right? And that's one thing I like about movies, that I felt that you were in for a ride and you wanted to know about how the characters are going to go about too, and if one of the characters is going to survive in that remote island with the chef and his staff. So it's quite a quite of an insane plot right there. But trust me on this when I say this, that it is freaking good. I do think that passing out on this movie would be a loss for anybody. So seriously, guys, take my word on this one, because I will say that going about this it is incredible. So you will enjoy every moment of this film. And it's right now Ralph, who's the actor? Ralph Fiennes, Anna Taylor-Joy. Two of the actors, I would say, at this point of time, right there, they are one of my favorite actors in modern time right now. Which currently tells you right there that it's to a point that I felt that it does something really good. Overall, the movie is, like I said, it is different. And when I say different, it's different in a very good way. And just to go deeper into the character, so I've talked about Taylor, I talked about the chef there, and the chef is a very interesting character while you're watching that film, the menu alone, you realize that a lot of these characters have their own, issues, like their world issues, and what I do think it's surprises me the most is that that how it nails down the generational concept from the, or between the old and the young, especially how it dives into people's problems. Like for instance, when you are exploring the characters, like for instance, there was two older couples in the restaurant, which I've noticed in throughout that film alone. I'm sure that you probably may understand what I'm talking about. Like when it comes to the when it comes to issues about, for one, I'll give you my take on this is that if you go and read the lines in that movie, and you see that hey, this may be bonkers, but it actually shows a bit of light and depth on how the characters think of in very much in today's societal take, how they go through about work and life, and throughout these characters in the movie, you'll see throughout their dialogues in each of the table, in which I liked how each character plays through their own part and their own story, which I think it's cool. But anyways, that's something I want to just kind of touch on there in the plot story. Now, to go over on the plot scenario, one of the things I wanted to go over, which I didn't want to forget, is how different each course meal was from course meal 1 and all the way to the final take of the film. Which, as you know, they went throughout the scenes, like each meal has a multiple course meal and the experience of lifetime observations, and something that you'll see in the film, like what they're being presented by the main chef and what meals that they are taken. So, and that's where I find the movie that had a very interesting take on what meals are being cooked. I would say one of my favorite course meals from the movie would have to be Taylor's bullshit, which if you look at where which I think it was the funniest course take that coming from Taylor. Now Taylor, I will say that if you haven't watched it, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I say now is the time to watch this film. So Taylor dies off in that film. So because of the fact that Taylor, the main couple of the film, which basically it shows you about the satire of today's world, where you think the young people know so much better what's going on, and the fact is that they never had real world experience. Tells you something about that too, which in this kind of take, I think it's fun in a way that they that he tries to cook the meal himself, and in a very rush fashion, and that's what I've noticed in this film, that he goes out and cooks the meat, and he does it himself, and I don't think he's ever had any experience in this as well. And I could tell when he did the cooking and the preparation of that steak, it's not well cooked, and the chef asked him if yeah, does it look ready, and he's like, I think so. And so the chef tries it out, and he said that this steak is very bad. And after all the things that he's put it into, and he think he knew how to cook, and this is when things goes really wrong really fast. So that's why the Taylor represents something about this, which I thought was so funny, but in a fun way. I think it was cool, and this is what I liked about the movie as well. Like, while I say that there was like disturbing moments in that film, which, holy cow, like for me, I felt like, what am I watching here? Like, what is this scene? What is going on with this scene? And it just throws you off a loop, which I felt a bit confused at first until they showed the scene, and you didn't know how to respond. In a way, you didn't know how to go about that story or the take of that scene until you find out that they were gonna do something nuts, and they did. And in a way, like one disturbing scene, I found out that one of the angel investors, they drowned the guy put him down in the ocean for him to get killed by sharks or whatever. I just felt, wow, I I couldn't believe what had happened to that guy. But you almost, in a way, you don't. He didn't last a long as well because the guy didn't have any much of a story to him. So he was a very much of a short character going on in that film. But here what I can tell you is this movie was absolutely fun, horrific. I can't say horrific because it wasn't like edge of your seat scary. But I would tell you that there was thrilling moments. I would say the thrilling moments of that film was great because if you've watched this kind of movies before where you don't know what the plot is going to turn out to be, this is great. This is absolutely great. And that's why I think if you watch a movie like The Menu blindly without watching the trailers alone reveals so much about the movie that it's not really fun to watch it on the go. Because I go through the IMDb. The IMDb, wow, look, you got the trailer and it shows you a bit of the movies, but I felt that it feels that nowadays movie trailers give so much of the plot element, and that's why I don't like watching trailers right now. Now, if it was a trailer that didn't give out too much detail, then okay, I probably would give trailers a chance. I have to say that thankfully I watched this very blindly without even knowing the movie in advance, and I'm glad I did. So, giving my food for thought, no pun intended, by the way, I give the movie. I would say I want to highly I want to highly put the movie above an 8, but however, I don't think the movie is like the best of the best. But however, I don't want to put anything lower than a 6. For my case right here, in my experience, I think the movie was a good one shot, and thankfully there will be no sequels after The Menu because I wouldn't want to see The Menu too. But this one right here, the acting was great, and I'm perfectly fine how the movie developed this way too. So in this case, this movie did great, and I would say I would give this film a 7. So without any doubt in my mind, a 7 it is with this film. Because, I mean, even though there wasn't like a big attention out of this movie when it came out around 2022, and if you're a kind of the fan that loves food, messes, horror, all that, you'll find that this is going to be satisfyingly good. So into your pleasant palates right there. If you are really sensitive, and it's sensitive right down to your stomach and not be able to stomach it, then The Menu is probably not for you. So either way, your take, your swallow, guys. My take on it is 7 out of 10. So here we go. That's my recommendation to watch this film. So hopefully you enjoyed this short podcast on Lights, Camera, Scream. Let me know what you think about The Menu. And by the way, like I've said before, The Menu is available on Tubi, Tubi.tv, or you can go and watch it on Amazon via rent or by a purchase through Amazon too. Anyways, guys, this is Leon Gray signing out. I am out on this one. Have a good one and enjoy.